What's up YouTube, Zandar here. Today we're continuing the intro packs for the Dragons of Tarkir before the release next week. This is the Enlightened Mastery deck that is white-blue. So this is going to see a lot of bolster mechanics most likely, some Megamorph, and some counter stuff being blue. As always, you're going to get a 60 card deck with a premium card, and this one it's a Pristine Skywise. It's a pretty good looking premium card. You're going to get your 2 packs of Dragons of Tarkir to hopefully add to your deck, the instruction booklet on how to play this deck successfully, and of course a rules reference card in case you're new to Magic and need to learn how to play. We'll save our packs for the end and we'll go straight into the deck since most of these cards are completely brand new and you're still unable to buy them at this time. The Pristine Skywise. It's a 6 mana cost, 6/4 flying. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, untap the Skywise. It gains protection from the color of your choice until end of turn. Basically, with protection from color, it can't be blocked, targeted, dealt damage, or enchanted by anything of that color. So, pretty solid card. 6/4, not one of your stronger dragons we've seen. The 4 makes him a little weak and easier to get off the board. I don't really see anything really great about him at this time, but we might see something later. Myth Realized are other rare for the deck here. It's a single plains. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a lore counter on Myth Realized. For 2 and a plains, put a lore counter on Myth Realized. And for just a plains, until end of turn, Myth Realized becomes a monk avatar creature in addition to its other types, and gains this creature's power and toughness are each equal to the number of lore counters on it. Some people did okay with pre-release with this. I actually pulled this card during my pre-release. I didn't see it be that helpful to me, but I never really got it out early enough to make a difference. So, pretty solid card. I believe it's one of the better ones for the set right now. Dragon's Eye Sentry, 1 mana cost for a 1/3 defender and first strike. Just an early defender to get out. That's why I only see 1 of him in here. Elusive Spellfist, 2 mana cost, 1/3. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, the Spellfist gets +1/+0 until end of turn and cannot be blocked this turn. One of the first uncommons we're going to have is an Orator of Ojutai, I believe is how you say that. 2 mana cost, 0/4. As an additional cost to cast the Ojutai, you may reveal a dragon card from your hand. This has Defender and Flying. When it enters the battlefield, you reveal a dragon card or a controlled dragon card. As you cast it, you may draw a card. Basically, he's an aerial defender, but any dragon's going to kill. And unless you had a dragon in your hand, you're not really going to draw a card from him. He sounds great on paper. I'd have to see him with some strong mechanics to put him in a deck. Updrafting Elemental, 3 mana cost, 1/4 flying. Zephyr Scribe, 3 mana cost, 2/1. You can pay 1 island and tap him to draw a card and then discard a card. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, untap the Zephyr Scribe. So potentially you could switch out your hand. You could switch out your hand later, so he could potentially be good, depending if you're looking to draw a certain card. Unfortunately, you're going to be discarding a lot of cards to do that as well. So, Student of Ojutai, really strong common in the set. 4 mana cost for a 2/4. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you gain 2 life. Solid uncommon. I'd like to see this ran multiple times in a deck, which you're going to see here. Ancient Carp is a 5 mana cost, 2/5. Ooh, he's a fish. He's a fish that can block. Strong Arm Monk's a 5 mana cost, 3/3. Uncommon in the set. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Cunning Breeze Dancer is another dragon you're going to get with this intro pack. 6 mana cost, 4/4. He has flying. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, the Breeze Dancer gets +2/+2 until end of turn. So most likely, he's always going to be a 6/6 for you, being in a blue deck. And we're going to see a couple of them in here just for that reason. Once again, this intro pack is going to have an Evolving Wilds. That's one of the promo cards from the event as well. It is tap it, sacrifice. You can search for a basic land, put it into play tapped. So if you're having mana issues, it allows you to get out the other mana that you need. Being blue is going to be really spell heavy. So let's go through all this instant sorceries and enchantments. Anticipate, 2 mana cost. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand. The rest on the bottom of your library in any order. We're going to have a couple of those. Artful Maneuver is a 2 mana cost. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn, and it has Rebound. So you'll get to play this for 2 mana. You get to play it 2 different turns from your exile. Solid card. Glad to see it in there. Yeah, we should see a couple of those. Silk Wrap, uncommon in the set, 2 mana cost. When Silk Wrap enters the battlefield, exile target creature with converted mana cost 3 or less an opponent controls until Silk Wrap leaves the battlefield. Really strong card in my opinion, especially if you're dealing with a lot of Megamorphs. Ojutai Monument is a 3 mana cost. Tap and add a plains or an island to your mana pool. At any time, you can do 6 mana, 4 being uncolored, and then 1 plains and 1 island. It becomes a 4/4 white and blue dragon artifact creature flying until end of turn. Pretty solid mana ability and turns into a creature if needed. Ojutai's Breath is a 3 mana cost. Tap target creature. It does not untap during its target's next untap step, and Rebound. Very solid card. I bet we're going to see another one right after this. You're getting to basically block 1 creature for 2 rounds, and then play it from exile to block a separate creature for 2 rounds, making it really make them struggle really hard to play some of the stuff they have on the board. Mystic Meditation. Wow. 4 mana cost, draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards unless you discard a creature card. Sight Beyond Sight is an uncommon that we've seen already. 4 mana cost, look at the top 2 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand and the other onto the bottom of your library. And once again, this can rebound, so it allows you just really good draw options. Skywise Teachings is an uncommon from the set. 4 mana cost. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may pay 1 uncolored and 1 island. If you do, put a 2/2 blue Djinn Monk creature token with flying onto the battlefield. This could really, really overpower your people, putting a lot of 2/2 flyers on the field if they keep casting spells. Tegium Strike's a 4 mana cost. Target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn and cannot be blocked this turn. It rebounds as well, so for 4 mana, you get to play it twice. Great Teacher's Decree is a 4 mana cost. Creatures you control get +2/+1 until end of turn, and you can rebound it. Very solid card. Probably going to see just one of those. Void Squall. Uncommon with 5 mana. Return target non-land permanent to your owner's hand, and rebound. I got to play this a couple times during the pre-release. It really can save you later. As it shows in there, it's taking a dragon back to, another world or something there. But this can successfully get rid of 2 dragons off the field. Unless you're running into a haste deck, this is a really solid removal spell. Ojutai Summons is a 5 mana cost. Put a 2/2 Djinn Monk creature token with flying onto the battlefield, and it rebounds as well. So you're paying 5 for technically 2 flying token creatures on the battlefield. Pretty solid. Someone played this in pre-release against me. It helped out quite a bit. And another one as well. If you're playing that with Teachings, you're going to put a lot onto the battlefield really quick. Before we open our packs and see what we get, we'll take a look at the premium card one last time for this deck, being the Pristine Skywise. So, pretty cool looking card. Pretty decent deck. I don't know if that's the one I would technically choose over the other ones we've opened so far, and that was Enlightened Mastery. Now, YouTube, I need you to channel some love here, and we need to pull something, because Dragons, not only is this deck, or this series here, the Dragons of Tarkir, not only have really, really low value cards, but we haven't pulled anything of value pretty much period yet. So, really looking for a Planeswalker, really looking for a Dragon Lord. Let's see what we can make happen on the rare or the mythic. First uncommon is Sight of the Skell Lords. 5 mana cost. At the beginning of combat on your turn, creatures you control with toughness 4 or greater get +2/+2 and gain vigilance until end of turn. Youthful Scholar, 4 mana cost. 2/2. When the Scholar dies, draw 2 cards. Deadly Wanderings, first time I've seen this. 5 mana cost. As long as you control exactly 1 creature, that creature gets +2/+0 and has Death Touch and Lifelink. It sounds really solid, but you're paying 5 mana to technically only have 1 creature on the board, so I don't think I'd use this card very much. And we got our first mythic. This is one of the more solid cards in the entire set. It's in the top 5 right now. It's the Dragon Whisperer. It's a 2 mana, 2/2. You can pay a mountain. The Whisper gains flying until end of turn. You can pay 2, being 1 uncolored and 1 mountain. The Dragon Whisper gets +1/+0 until end of turn. And it also has Formidable. So for 6 mana, 4 of it uncolored and 2 mountains. You can put a 4/4 red dragon creature token with flying onto the battlefield. Activate this ability only if creatures you control have a total power of 8 or greater. You can keep this in your hand and bring it out later. You could bring it out early as a 2/2 flyer pretty much on turn 3. But most importantly, if you're going to have that 8 damage, you can pretty much put unlimited 4/4 red dragon creatures onto the field pretty much every turn after turn 6 or 7. So if you're going into the late game, the Dragon Whisper can be a very strong card. Very glad to see we got a decent pull. Island and a warrior token. All right, what kind of luck are we going to have going into this next pack then? Oops, I spoiled the token for you guys. Learn from the Past is a 4 mana cost, uncommon. Target player shuffles his or her graveyard into his or her library and then draws a card. I don't see much use for this right now, but it could get better. Kolgathan Forerunners, 3 mana cost, star 3 with trample. Their power is equal to the number of creatures you control. Grace Blade Artisan, 3 mana cost, 2/3. He gets +2/+2 for each aura attached to it. Wow, that could be a really strong uncommon. I would like to play around with this a little bit. Unfortunately, it's an aura attached to it, so it's not bolster effects. Otherwise, he'd be extremely OP. And we got a Harbinger of the Hunt. It's a 5 mana cost, 5/3 dragon with flying. You can pay 3 mana cost, 2 uncolored, 1 mountain, and he deals 1 damage to each creature without flying, or you can pay 3, being 2 uncolored and 1 forest, deals 1 damage to each creature with flying. Not one of the stronger dragons. I believe he was the one we saw from the... I think he was in one of the other intro decks. Yeah, he's the premium card for one of the other intro decks, so not the best rare to see, since you can just go out and buy them and get some additional cards as well. And no premium card, as we got the plains and a token. With that being said, guys, thanks for watching, and keep tuning in as we're going to keep doing all the other the last intro pack and then going over all the other rares and mythics we pulled from the set. Thanks.